Hello, I thought I would jump straight into a video today and show you a full face of new products. So I've never used these products before. They are completely new to me. I've either got them through different edits, or they've been a free gift with a purchase, or they've been part of the advent calendar. So the advent calendar that I have this year is the Space NK advent calendar. There is a mixture of high-end and high street products, and I thought I would sit down, do a full face and see what I think about them. So it's my first impressions and it's a full face of new products. So let's jump straight in. So the first one I got from the Space NK advent calendar, and this is the Milk Hydro Primer. So let's have a look. So I don't generally use a primer because my sunscreen that I use or the moisturisers that I use normally give me that benefit anyway. So it isn't something that I would purchase. However, I'm happy to try new products. I do like milk products, so we'll see. This does glide on really nice. It doesn't feel too tacky. There's like a little bit of stickiness there. The next product is the Rimmel Match Perfection Foundation SPF 20, and this is in the shade 81 Fair Ivory. Let's give this a shake. So I don't generally use high street foundations. My preferences are always like NARS. I really love the Lumine tinted moisturiser, so I generally stick to what I know. So buying this foundation recently, I thought I'm just going to try it, see what I think, but it was a little bit unusual for me to do that. So I'm just going to put a couple of pumps on my hand. I think this is quite a good colour match for me, and see how I get on. So generally with foundations, tinted moisturisers, I use this e.l.f. brush. I don't think you can buy it anymore, and it's actually a mineral powder brush, but it works really well to apply foundation and tinted moisturiser. It does have a smell to it, which I don't really think is necessary for a foundation. There's not really that much use for me to have a smell in a product that is sitting on my skin all day. I'm going to buff this into the skin, and then I do have a mirror next to me, so I will have a good look, see how it looks against any pores, how well it's been blended into my skin, and I'll have a look at the coverage too. I just put on the amount that I would usually use in a foundation and a tinted moisturiser. I don't generally like a heavy coverage. I like something that's quite light. I'm not really someone that likes the feel of foundation on their skin. Okay, I'll have a look at that in the mirror. So I have added to my skin all of the product that I've used. And I always like to incorporate it down my neck as well, just to help blend the foundation in. Okay, I'm going to have a look at my mirror, in my mirror. So I would say that this foundation does take a little bit of blending in, and it hasn't really provided me with a lot of coverage. I don't think I'm a fan. I don't think this is right for me. It hasn't really covered the areas that I'd want it to cover, and it's almost got like little streaks on my face, so it takes a lot more blending in than what I'm used to. No, you see, it doesn't seem to blend into the skin, it seems to sit on the skin, and it almost feels like if I was to wipe my hand over it, so I know I haven't set the product yet, but it almost feels like if I was to wipe my hand over it, it would just come off. So it doesn't seem to blend into the skin, or it just seems to be sitting on the skin, and it's not blending around my nose. And I don't have dry skin, I don't have combination skin, I just generally have normal skin. So I am used to products kind of sitting on the skin in a nice way. I have noticed here I do have a little bit of acne scarring, which you might not be able to see on camera, but it's almost highlighted that area rather than camouflaged it. I can't say that I'm a fan of this one. It looks nice on camera, but up close, it's a no. It's a no for me. So you do try things sometimes, but yeah, I don't think it's something that I will keep in my collection. I don't have any new concealers, so I'm just going to stick to what I know. And I do use the Becca Under Eye Colour Corrector. This is a product that you can't buy anymore because Becca no longer exists, but I do think, and I will have to purchase in the future, I do think Elf have a version and also Beauty Pie. So once I'm running a little bit low on this, I will then have a go and see which I think compares just as well or as close as to the one that I love and use every day. This really just helps to brighten up my under eye area. And as a mum to a preschooler, so he's 3 now, I need a little bit of glow under my eyes. He is a child that likes to join his mummy and daddy in bed, so we don't always get a good night's sleep, but we do get lots of lovely cuddles. He is also a little bit of a bed hogger though at the same time. So that already just instantly brightens my under eye area. And then I'm going to follow it up with the YSL All Nighter Concealer. This is in the shade LC2. It is a little bit too dark for me, I find, and I also find that I prefer the NARS Creamy Concealer. So I did purchase this because of all the hype around it. So I was influenced to buy this. But I can't say that it's a favourite. So how I like to apply it, I apply just a little bit here, a little bit there, and then a little bit just on the corner of my eye. And then I will blend it in again. So I'm still using the same brush for everything, just for ease and because I really enjoy using this brush. So I just use a patting motion again to blend that in. And then when I get to the edge, I like to sweep it up and it just provides like a lifted eye look. I am noticing as well that the concealer is just sitting on top of the foundation too, so it's not actually blending in together. Just gives the illusion of having more of a lifted eye. Yeah, so that's my base. So it does look nice, but just up close, it is just highlighting areas that I don't want to be highlighted. And I do know my Luminate CC cream is just my ultimate favourite at the moment. So it will take a lot to beat that. So I might be being a little bit harsh, but it's not something that is going to stay in my routine. So now I'm going to move on to eyebrows. Usually I would move on to cheek products and bronzers. However, I don't like my eyebrows on camera because they're not really there. So I prefer, for the rest of the video, if I had some eyebrows. So I'm just going to brush them. Now I do obviously have eyebrows. I'm just joking a little bit there. But they do just, you know, blend into my skin, and that's because my eyebrow hairs are quite fine and quite fair. I am more of a natural blonde brown, mousy browny kind of colour, and also I did overpluck them when I was younger, which I really wish I didn't because I had lovely eyebrows. I remember my nan saying your eyebrows are perfect, and then it was just something that we did. We plucked our eyebrows and then forever they've never grown back. So maybe in the future I will use some eyebrow serum. So let me know if you can recommend any eyebrow serums to help with growth and thickness. So let's do my eyebrows. So I don't have any new eyebrow pencils, so I'm going to stick to my ultimate favourite, which is Precisely My Brow by Benefit, and this is in the shade 2.5. So just giving them a little brush just to waken them up, and then I'm just going to go in with the pencil and create some eyebrows for myself. So of course I'm going to use a mirror because whilst I do have the screen here to look at, I can't see that close. So I always start inner. I kind of create a little bit more of a bolder eyebrow here because I do have quite a bit of a big gap really naturally between my eyebrows. So I do like to bring them in a little bit. And then just using soft strokes, I create my eyebrows. I don't like harsh eyebrows, I do like them to look natural. Just more defined and more filled in. You can see the difference already. Now that I have applied the colour, I'm just going to brush through them again. And this just helps to blend the colour into the eyebrow, making sure that there's no harsh lines. So this is a new product for me. This is the Kosas Eyebrow Gel. Apparently it has different benefits as well, so it's not just a standard gel. I think there are like skincare benefits to it. It's got a lovely packaging, it's like iridescent. It's called Air Brow. I'm just going to apply that. I do love the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. That is my favourite, and I do think I prefer the applicator for this. This is very much like a thin brush. That is very much the same all around, whereas the brow setter, it has longer bristles, shorter bristles, and then there's a flat edge too. I don't really think this is doing anything amazing. It doesn't really seem to be like separating the lashes as easily as the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. I think I will need to play around with that one a little bit more, but at the moment it's not doing anything for me. I just have some very firm favourites, so I'm a little bit of a tricky customer. Some of the things I'm really set on, and I know and I love and I repeat purchase, and then other products I'm just like, oh, whichever is fine. I'm not, you know, I'm not too fussed on what I use, anything will do. But base, so foundation, and eyebrow pencil and eyebrow setting gel are two that I do have firm favourites with. For cheeks, I am going to use a new product. So this is the Chantecaille Cheek Gelee Hydrating Gel Cream Blush, and it's in the shade Vibrant. I've never used any Chantecaille products before, so this will be the first time. It has like a little thing on the top to pop out. Just going to add a little bit to my hand first. I prefer to add things to my hand rather than put it straight onto my face, because with it being a new product, I mean, that colour is beautiful. I don't know how much of it I will need. It looks very pigmented, so I don't want to put too much on and then regret that later with all the blending that I'll have to do. I'm going to change brush, so I'm going to use the Spectrum B01. So I do like to use this for cream cheek products. I'll just start by adding a few dots because I am a little bit scared. And I'm just going to blend in a C motion. So that does provide a nice flush to the skin. I think I was probably right with the amount that I've used, which was a very, very tiny amount to start with. Just going to match up this side of my face. And then I am going to go back in with the foundation brush that I've used just to blend it all together. I think that's the trick to makeup really, is to blend, continue to blend as you go through, and then it should melt into your skin so that's provided a nice flush of colour. I'm not too intense. You could definitely build this cheek product up if you wanted to. I've just gone in with my foundation brush with a little bit more colour just to concentrate it on the cheek area. I do like to go a little bit higher with my blush too. So all in all, it does look really natural. I do have quite a little product left on my hand, so I'm just going to remove that before I get it on the carpet or anywhere that I don't want it to be. Yeah, I'm going to add some highlighter, and I've just started to get into highlighter again, and it is because of this product. So this is the Rodial Glass Highlighter. So again, this was a product in the Space NK advent calendar. It's just a small bottle, but I love it. It's so nice. It's so easy to use. It's got a real good applicator, and the colour is just really soft. It has a lovely highlight to it, a very much like a golden colour. It's really easy to use, so I do put this directly onto my face. There isn't that much product in this, but it is something that I would definitely consider buying once I have used this up. It's just so natural and lovely on the skin. Just catches the light really well. Again, just using my foundation brush. I am going to set my makeup now. I'm just conscious that with this foundation I do feel like it's just sat on my skin and could move at any moment rather than being blended into my skin. And because I've used cream products, I would just like to make sure that things are set in place. This is a little pot of the Revolution Translucent Setting Powder. Funny story with this, it does come sealed, so the seal is now off. However, I thought the seal was the lid, this white part, this clear part here. So I was trying all morning to try and get this off, and ended up asking my partner, who then used his teeth to pop it off. Product went everywhere, and then we realised that there was just a little sticker over the top, which we just needed to use my nail to lift off. So just bear that in mind if you buy this and think, oh, I need to pop the lid off. You don't. I mean, you can if you want to be covered in lots of powder, but you don't need to. So I'm just going to add some to the back of my hand. Again, this is how I like to apply it, just so that I know that I'm not applying too much. And for this, I am going to use a little triangle applicator. I like to start with the eye area, under eye area, and gently pat that in just to set my under eye concealer. And then I like to set between the eyebrows. I do like a natural look to my skin, to the finish, so I'm not too heavy with my setting powder. I don't want it to look too matte. I want things to be set in place, but I don't want it to look cakey or too matte. I do think that is a nice setting powder actually. It's not too cakey. It's quite fine. I can't like notice it on the skin, but I can notice that it's softened areas, it's taken away any shine to the areas, but it hasn't made it too matte. So I do like this one. So I'll test this one out a little bit more. Next, I'm going to move on to my eyes. So this is a product that I've had in my collection for a little while, however I very rarely use it, so I thought it'd be great to bring it out to see if I like it and see how I get on with it. This is the Rimmel London, and this is the eyeliner pencil in brown. Kajal eyeliner pencil. Now I don't really do heavy makeup looks, so the purpose for me to use this pencil is to just add definition to where my lash line is, so that it looks like my eyelashes are fuller and more defined, so that when I do put mascara on or I do put eyeshadow on, it just intensifies the look a little bit more. So I just very gently add almost dots in between my eyelashes. You do have to have a steady hand to do this. I don't know if you can see the difference between two eyes. my two eyes, but this one is just a little bit more defined than this one, so I'm going to go in and do this side too. I do always wonder what faces am I pulling when I'm doing my eye makeup, so when I do edit this I can have a look back and see what faces I pull. Okay, and I'm just going to add a little bit on the lash line at the bottom too. I am very much just dotting between the eyelashes and then just smudging a little bit. I do like this pencil. It's cheap and cheerful. I think Rimmel makeup eye pencils are really good. Lip pencils I think are really good as well. Just maybe not the foundation that I've just tried today, but I would recommend these. So I thought I'd do an eye look today that I've not done before. I'm going to use my Natasha Deanna Mini Starlette palette. I love this palette, it's beautiful. I do generally just stick to the first three colours. So this one, and this one. But today I'm going to use the orange one. I've got an orange jumper on and I thought either it's going to horrendously clash or it's just going to look really nice and festive and Christmassy. So we shall see and we can be the judge of that. So a pencil that I do like to use for makeup to help blend in the creases is this one. It's called the Eye Blender and I think this is from Superdrug. I think this is Superdrug's own brand. It's a really nice brush that I do like to use in the crease of my eye. So I'm going to start by applying this colour here, just in the crease here, to add definition. I do really like this eyeshadow palette. It's really started my love for eyeshadows again. It reminds me of the Naked palette. I think it was Naked, I want to say 2 or 3, and I absolutely loved that one by Urban Decay. I only got rid of it, I got rid of it maybe 3 years ago, and that was because I had hit pan on nearly all of the colours. There we go, so just add a little bit of definition and then I blend out. I think with eyeshadows it's best to start with a soft light hand and build rather than put down a lot of product and then think, I need to blend it all out because I've put too much on and it looks too harsh. So I am going to add a little bit more and I can see that the colour is building. And then I am going to use this Spectrum A12. I'm just going to use the same colour and add it to the under eye area so that everything looks cohesive and is blended in. And then in the inner eye I am going to use the lighter shade just to act as like a transition. And pop that just in the inner corner. Okay, so there we go. I'll move a little bit closer so you can see. I think the colours of this palette really do complement blue eyes. I think gold colours and colours with like a pink undertone really do suit blue eyes and it helps make them pop. Now I'm going to go in with my finger. This is how I like to apply any glitters because I think you just get the most pigment. You can see here. Put this on my hand. So that is the orangey gold colour. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that reflection. So I'm going to add this one to my lid. This one has been in the inner corner and then this one is what I've used in the crease. And I just very gently pat it over my eye area. Because these eyeshadows are quite creamy, there isn't that much fallout, or if any really. So just make sure that I press my finger all over the lid, including the lash line too, because I don't want any gaps. Move on to the next eye. I prefer my finger over a brush just because you know exactly where you're putting the product and you are almost pressing it into the eye area. With a brush, bits of the pigment can kind of fling everywhere, and that's where you can get the glitter underneath your eye or the shimmer underneath your eye. There we go. I love that. So I'm just going to go back in with this brush and blend, because I do not want any harsh lines, any product left on the brush. I'll just take it under the eye area. But only part way under the eye area. I don't want to move too much in here. I want this area to be kept quite highlighted and quite clear of pigment. Otherwise I think it can look quite dark under there. But I think if you were having more of a going out look, I would include it more here, just to make it look more intensified for a nighttime look, especially when you're under different lighting. But for a more day-to-day, going out for lunch, celebrating Christmas, then I think just having a nice pop of eyeshadow like this is basically all you need. And move on to mascara. So this is a new one as well. So this is the Better Than Sex waterproof mascara, and this is from Too Faced. So this is the first time I've used it. It's actually like it's got water droplets on the lid, which is really nice. I love the colour of this mascara too. So let's try this out. Mascaras are not something that I really have my favourites. So my issue with mascara is the panda eye. I generally do have like quite watery eyes, and so throughout the day I do find that mascara can transfer underneath. So I'm hoping with this waterproof mascara that that won't happen, but we shall see. This is the first time trying it out. Here's the wand. So it's got an hourglass shape to the wand. It's really weighty. I like that. Okay, so I've got two tips for you here. The first one is I've got mascara on my eyeshadow here. So I'm not going to panic, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to use something like a cotton bud or the eyebrow brush and almost just tap it off, and that works. If I try to rub this now and remove it, I'm just going to have to repair my eyeshadow, and I don't want to have to do that. Another tip is when you apply mascara, try not to raise your forehead to create like wrinkles, because then your foundation can then start to alter. So one of the tips I like to do is either, you know, just manage without doing anything like that, or to lift your eyebrow up, so physically lift it up to be able to get deep into the eye, so to be able to get into the bottom of the eyelash. I also like to use like a wiggle motion. Sometimes I just like to go straight up and brush. Wiggle motion, especially around the outer lashes where I've got a lot more lashes, just helps to coat the lashes and give definition. Sorry, I'm not very good at staying still when I'm doing my mascara. I think the reason why I have got the mascara on my eyeshadow, because I'm not used to a brush this big actually. This is quite a big brush for me. It's not a bad thing, I'll just see how I get on with it. So now that the mascara, where I've got my eyeshadow, has set, so it's no longer wet, I just generally what I use is, you can use like a cotton bud, but I like to use a tool that will like lift the product up. So if I just give it a quick brush, very gentle with it being the eye area, and there it's gone. Remember when I was younger and I would like try to wet a cotton ball or cotton stick and like try and move it, and you'd just end up taking your eyeshadow off and then you'd have to start again, and that would be a little bit frustrating. So I have now done my cheeks, my highlight, my eyeshadow, my eyebrows. So the last step will be my lips. So the lip liner that I'm using is, this is by Revolution, and this is a IRL lip liner, lip definer, and this is in Espresso Nude. So this is one of the first times using this. I did think online that it would be more of an espresso colour, so darker, because I wanted to start to try and define my lips a little bit more, because I generally will always stick to a pink colour, like a mauvey pink colour. But this one seems to be quite light. Pop it on the back of my hand. It's very light, and I did think with it being called espresso then it might be a darker nude. I'm going to apply it. I like to add a little bit more to my bottom lip on the actual lip, just because I think that helps with the look when you do put a product on top, so that you don't get like a stark line. I'm not somebody that overlines my lips either. I'm quite happy with the shape of my lips. I quite like that I have a bigger lower lip than a top lip. So it does look nice. It's just not the colour that I was expecting, but I think for this look it does go really well. So it's just something that's surprising, that I didn't expect, but I do like it. And then this is something that I'm really excited to try. It's a Summer Friday. This is like a viral product. Everyone has a shade, a flavour. So this is the Lip Butter Balm, and this is in brown sugar. And I did think this would help tie this look in together, with it being like golden, orange, brown tones. So I am really excited to try this. I'll add a little bit to the back of my hand first. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Oh, it smells. This is amazing already. They've got me on the packaging. I've not even applied it to my lips, but they've got me on the packaging, they've got me on the colour, and they've got me on the smell. That smells amazing. Ah, that smells delicious. Definitely would like to eat that. Brown sugar. And I'm going to apply it directly to the lips. So it does feel really nice on the lips. It does feel like a little bit slippy. I don't know if I've just applied maybe a little bit too much than what I would usually apply. Yeah, I think I'll just use a lip brush just to help blend in the lip liner and the butter balm. This brush is an old one, it's Real Techniques. This is a day glam look. If I was to do like a more of a nighttime look, I would definitely like make the eyeshadow more intense. I would add some individual lashes or some fake lashes. I would probably change the lip colour. So instead of having the lip balm, I would have a lipstick. So this is a new one in my collection, which is the Lisa Eldridge lip colour in Painterly. So that's something that I would maybe consider using if I wanted to have this as a nighttime look, because it does have that darker brown colour to it, which is beautiful. I would probably switch that up if I wanted to make this more of a nighttime look, but I'm really happy with this. And I think it does go nicely with the jumper. I don't think it clashes. I think it actually looks really festive. I'm happy with it. What do you think? Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think my favourites are this one, if you couldn't have guessed. I do love the orange eyeshadow, so that's something that I'd definitely try again. What else would I say are my favourites? I do like the lip liner actually. So yeah, I do like the lip liner. And do like these highlighters. And the eyeshadow palette. I think they are my firm favourites out of this. Disappointing products is this. This will not be joining my collection. I'm not 100% sure on this either. I think I need to test this out a little bit more, but I think it's the fact that I don't really use a primer at the moment, so it is adding another step into my routine. I wasn't wowed by this either, so I'm going to test this out a little bit more and maybe read up on it online, because I know there's other benefits to it than just being like a clear brow gel. But yeah, otherwise I think this has been really successful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Are any of these products your favourites? What do you like to do? What new makeup products have you incorporated into your routine, or do you have some firm favourites already that you might want to recommend? Thank you for watching. If you could like, comment and subscribe, that would really help my channel. It's a new channel, so I'm really interested on hearing your feedback, what you would like from me, and I can definitely make videos to adjust to whoever my audience is. Thank you again for watching. I hope that you have liked this makeup look, and I will see you soon. Thank you.